guys, welcome back to Days of Darkness and welcome to my review of Halloween. This one came out in 1978, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasence, and Nick Castle, and was written and directed by the legend himself, Mr. John Carpenter, side assist to Deborah Hill, who also had a hand in the writing. I don't know where to start. I'll be honest. Obviously, that's not completely true. I have a script right here. But as far as just hopping into it, I don't know how I can just hop into this. I'll get this out of the way right now. This is my favorite fucking horror movie of all time. Full stop. I've said that plenty of times on the channel already, but I've never really gotten into the reasoning of it. And there's a little cheesy, fun, personal reason as well. But I also have some practical reasons regarding the movie itself. Which I guess the corny reason is something to do with the film. But anyways, plenty of reasons for this. First of all, we need to talk about Michael Myers. Talk about the man himself. And this is the spoiler-free section, obviously. I really don't feel like describing the character of Michael Myers is really spoiling anything. I mean, if you just don't know who Michael Myers is, first of all, I don't know how you're here. But welcome nonetheless. But everyone fucking knows who Michael Myers is. So I don't consider this a spoiler. There is something so compelling. As much as I love a nice little origin story for a villain, Freddy Krueger's the bastard son of 1,000 maniacs. Yeah, maniacs. Bastard son of 1,000 maniacs. Jason Voorhees dying in Camp Crystal Lake, and fucking whatever Leatherface is. I'm all for a good origin story. To me, though, what makes Michael Myers so special is that he was a 6-year-old kid on Halloween night who just, for no fucking reason whatsoever, just snaps. He lives in a nice neighborhood. There's nothing, Haddonfield. There's nothing about his life on the surface, there is nothing about his life that should warrant him just hauling off and killing his sister. That's a huge spoiler. It happens at the beginning of the movie. Go fuck yourself. Anyways, there's no reason for it. None. And, he spends however long, 15 years in an asylum, does not speak, does not, nothing. He is void of any sort of emotion, will to do anything. He's just blank. That's where the mask comes into play. You have this. It really is a reflection of Michael Myers himself, like the human being. Well, you can say Michael Myers as a human being died when he was 6 years old, because whatever's left, that ain't no fucking human. That's just a pure monster who's just a man. Moving on to the mask. The mask is nothing more than let's just get it out of the way. Yeah, it's a William Shatner mask. So they cut wider holes in, blanked out the eyebrows, and just ruffle up the fucking hair and painted it white. There you go, Michael Myers. But that was such a happy thing that happened for this movie. Because I think they had this one and they had a clown mask. And they're like, which one do we use? Nick Castle was wearing the clown mask. And I go, that's okay. And then I don't know what prop hand garnered this fucking thing up, the Shatner mask. But holy shit, it's scary. It's, again, I'm all for a wacky, fucking crazy big toothy fiend mask for my WWE people out there. I'm all for like a freaky looking mask, but there's just something so bone rattling about just a blank, pale, emotionless, completely void of anything mask. You can't even see his fucking eyes in most of the shots. It is a literal representation of The Shape or Michael Myers. There's nothing. There is nothing there except a complete desire to stalk, hunt down, and kill people. And there's no reason for it. There is absolutely 100% no fucking reason for him wanting to do this. He just wants to. And that's it. Now, I know some people would say, oh, well, that's, where's the reasoning? Where's the logic? Yada, yada. Shut up. Just shut up. It's the point. And it's real, too, man. There's real cases of this happening. Is it to the extent of Michael Myers that people just don't talk for fucking 15 years and beyond that? No. But people do just snap, man. That's a very real thing that happens. And that's what I love about this movie as well, is that it is just so grounded in reality for the most part. The shit at the end, which we'll talk about, obviously that's getting into a little bit of, supernatural, and then you just have to wonder more about what Michael is. But anyways, we'll get into that later. Trying to keep it spoiler free. Trying really hard, guys. I fucking love this movie. It's my favorite. I can't help it. This is a light spoiler free section, I guess we'll call it. But anyways, yeah, dude, Myers is just fucking incredible, man. But anyways, what I was getting into is ADHD. Sorry. But man, this movie plays into that reality factor so much. You go from, the very realistic depiction of a serial killer. They take liberties here and there for artistic purposes. But having him be mute and all that. But just the setting, especially for late 70s, I'm going to say a lot. I have a feeling, But, again, there's nothing wrong with having a movie in a spooky asylum or a, spooky forest or Dracula's castle or whatever the fuck. I'm all for that, man. I think it's rad. This is just nice little suburban, quiet, nothing happening neighborhood. I live in a neighborhood like that. So in 78, to fucking just now that the idea of a nice, safe neighborhood is archaic anyways, because people are discovering more so how shitty people are. But in 78, man, that was the mentality of like, oh, it's just a nice, quiet, little peaceful town. Nothing bad ever happens here. It is the perfect fucking place to drop a serial killer. I love when movies attack the areas that we feel safe in. Nightmare on Elm Street's another example of that. Where are you more safe than in your dreams? Another great example. That's a big reason why I love Nightmare on Elm Street, but we will get to that at some other point. But we're going on 9 minutes. We're going to keep going, guys. This is going to be a long one. I apologize, but damn it, this movie fucking deserves it. Anyways, that's just incredible to me, man. There's no sense of safety, and the one place you feel like you should be safe is your home. You shouldn't, it's not like they went out in Texas and had a fucking maniac with a chainsaw chasing them. Nice little blatant reference there. But they're in their own homes, man. And they're minding their own business. These are 3 babysitters who are just doing what they do. And it can happen to anybody, man. It's terrifying. It's fucking scary. But and every time I watch this movie, I think about that all the time. I'm like, dude, this shit could really, like, someone could really just fucking snap, throw on a mask, and go out and kill whoever they wanted. I mean, it happens all the fucking time. You know, no one's safe. And that's what this movie really. I think if there's a message to be had in this movie, it's that. You never just assume you're always fucking safe. Because you're not. Getting real bleak here on DOD today. But anyways. Just simple nostalgia too. I mean, there are movies that us horror fans fucking love, and there are moments that us horror fans always think of. You know, anytime you see logs on the back of a truck going down the highway, you kind of switch lanes. Thank you, Final Destination. I could just list them off. Anytime you go to a lake, you think of Friday the 13th. And there's just some sort of nostalgia that comes with certain movies. And Halloween for me, man. Every Halloween for like 8 years all the way till now, I've watched Halloween every single fucking Halloween. I just do. And if there's a chance to watch it with friends, if friends haven't seen it and they're interested, I'm popping that son of a bitch in immediately. I don't get tired of it, man. This movie, much like The Thing, I don't get tired of it, you know? Fucking amazing. But anyways, on to the nice little cheesy, corny reason why I love this movie so much. So in college, I was pursuing a career in filmmaking. And a lot of people told me that it wouldn't be possible, it couldn't be done. And albeit, you know, I've transitioned the filmmaking career into this, you know, I'm not saying I'll never try to make another movie again or anything like that. But I love it, man. I love filmmaking. I love the process, while it is very stressful. But, you know, and now that I'm doing YouTube, people are saying how hard it is to get big on YouTube. And, you know, that's another little side rant shit I want to talk about real quick, because everyone's such a fucking negative prick about, not everybody, obviously. I have plenty of supporters, and I thank every one of you from the bottom of my heart. But for every supporter I have, there's two fucking people who are always like, oh, well, you know, it's real hard to do that, and just being a fucking prick. And one thing I constantly heard was the money thing. And I was actually trying to get a full-length feature done. I was not successful. Shit happens. You move on. But every time someone would say that to me, I would always think about this movie. This movie, one of the most successful horror films of all time, bar fucking none. Bar none. This movie was made for $325,000. That's a lot of money. Like, that's a good amount of money. But in filmmaking, that ain't shit. That is not shit. If you're making a movie for less than $1 million, you're out of your fucking mind. And this movie did it. And it did it to fucking perfection. Perfect movie? No. So I look at that, and while I was pursuing filmmaking, I would think, why the fuck can't I do that? You know, and like I said, didn't work out, but now I do this. Now I do, you know, YouTube. And you can see here clearly, I'm not working with a big budget here, people. I'm really not. Pulling back the curtain here a little bit, I might post this on my Instagram at Days of Darkness 97 on Instagram. Please follow. Cheap little plug there. But like, I don't even have a tripod. I have a stack of fucking DVDs that's propped up on a speaker. Sorry to break the illusion. And eventually, I plan on investing more in this, but right now, you know, I'm not working with a lot here. But it's the passion, man. John Carpenter, along with everybody else in the cast and crew of this movie, I don't want to just solely put the credit on him. Everybody in this movie that worked on this movie has passion. And man, why the fuck can't I do this? Why can't I make this a success? And I feel like I can. I think I have, I'm up to like 59 subscribers. Which I know, if you look at someone like a fucking Markiplier or a PewDiePie, all love to those guys. No hate whatsoever. I fucking love those guys. But you look at numbers like that, and even some of the other horror review channels on YouTube, it's not a lot. But to me, the 59 people who subscribe to me, that's the fucking world to me, man. That means so much. I didn't think and this is under a year. I didn't think I was gonna have fucking 10. Because I didn't think anyone would see it. I just wanted to do this because I love talking about horror movies and I want an excuse to. Halloween is an inspiration to me. Because here's something where they were just going to make some bullshit little horror movie and whatever. No one was really thinking anything of it. And it fucking blows up. For someone like me who takes my art very seriously, whether it be filmmaking or YouTube or writing or whatever, that is an inspiration. I know there are plenty of other lower budget horror movies that blew up and were extremely successful. But to me, that combined with all the other reasons that I just listed, this is my fucking favorite horror movie of all time. Easily. But alright guys, enough about my bullshit. It's not bullshit, but enough about my YouTube journey and all that stuff. That's just another big reason why the original Halloween is so important to me. It's a little personal, and, you know, some people might call that, you know, unprofessional, but fuck off. But anyways, guys, I am going to go ahead and get into the spoiler section. 17-minute spoiler-free section. Holy hell, but hey, you know, shit happens. Alright, guys, we're going to get in the spoiler section now. Stick around. Alright, spoiler time. Your ass has been warned. Now, let's just hop right into this motherfucker. First of all, just wanted to give a shout out. The very first thing we hear is that iconic, amazing music from John Carpenter. Really quick, if we didn't have that music in this film, I don't know if it would have been as successful. I think the music is a huge part of this, especially, you know, like I said, with the lower budget stuff. The music had to be the music makes this, it brings it to another level. It really does. I know people like to say that for movies a lot. This one, it's very true. If this one had no music at all, I think it would be a little unique. I'd actually be intrigued to watch this without any music and see what I think about it. I think it would still be cool, but I don't think it would have the same effect. Moving on. But we get that awesome red text and all that. It's just awesome opening credits. Get the pumpkin, which people say like Michael Myers' mask is in that. He's holding a knife. I see it more so now, but even now I think it's kind of reaching a little bit for me. I can see it, but anyways. So we get the opening with Kid Myers fucking killing his sister, and it's all done through first person, which I like. You don't really get the sense that it's a little kid. There's some hints here and there. Him grabbing the mask, his hands are real, you know what I mean? His hands are real small and shit. And then when Judith addresses him, she addresses him very much so like a older sibling would a younger. You know, Michael. Very, you know, squeaky and all that shit. But, we really don't get the reveal until after he's done killing her, you know? And even then, even before that, you get he's already a creepy little fucker. Because then that night, he just fucking snaps. And like I said before, there's nothing about his home. Like, he doesn't live in a fucking shithole, you know? His parents don't seem to be abusive or anything like that. Like, there's nothing wrong with this kid. He's not deformed, nothing. He just fucking goes like that, like nothing. Very creepy, man. Very fucking creepy. But anyways, man, he fucking is like stalking her and stalking her boyfriend. And they go upstairs to have sex, very quick sex, mind you. But once he leaves, he goes up there and grabs the mask and just stabs the fucking shit out of her. And it's like, yeah, like holy fuck. And as someone just watching this, like I remember I showed this to my girlfriend. I shout her out. I shout her out a lot, which I'm totally fine with because she deserves it every single time. And if you don't like it, tough shit. But I watched this with her for the first time, and she had no idea. So it's like I'm glad those little hints of him being a little kid aren't really super blatant. So when you get that reveal of him, and it's just a scared little 6-year-old kid, you're like, as a new audience member, she's like, "Oh, holy shit!" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I love getting to see reactions from like that." Especially when it's my favorite horror movie of all time. But yeah, man. So then we transition from that. It's 15 years later, October 30th. We get introduced to Loomis. And Loomis is just broken. Like, that's one, it's very compelling because it's not, you see sometimes therapists are like still holding on and still trying to reach their patients. And this guy's just done. He realizes what Michael Myers is, and he realizes that he is not human. I can talk, I swear. He refers to it, or he refers to, look at me. God damn. He refers to him as it. That being, it being Michael. The nurse is like, "Can't you have a little compassion?" And he's like, this is a loose quote, but he's basically like, no. He knows what Michael Myers is, and I think that's really, really cool. Just right off the bat, there's no him trying to reach Michael. He doesn't even see Michael Myers until the end. Until the very end of the movie, he does not see him. And when he does, we're in the spoiler section, so whatever, he immediately just fires. There is no, "Michael, wait, it's me." There's nothing. He's done, man. He's completely done. And so they're transferring Michael to a different facility, and he obviously, that doesn't work out too well, and he escapes, and then he drives away. Now everyone's always like, "How the fuck did he learn how to drive?" Because, people will nitpick anything, including me. I'm not above it. Well, how did he learn how to drive? And I don't know. And that can again be attributed to, and it's easy for kids to learn how to drive. You watch your parents do it. Driving, honestly, and for anyone who knows me personally, I know I should be the last one who's saying this, but driving really isn't the most difficult thing to pick up. And again, there are people who personally know me who are probably howling at this because I didn't get my license until I was 23 years old. Look at me. What a loser I am. I'm joking. I'm the shit. But anyways, so I know people are probably howling at that. But I think Michael Myers is 23 here, isn't he? Yeah, he's 23 years old. So, hey, look at that. Another late bloomer. And Michael Myers is a horror icon. So get off my fucking back. Anyways. So yeah, man, he escapes, and then we get introduced to our 3 protagonists. Laurie, Linda, and Annie. Now, these 3, I feel like this is where we get a lot of the hammy acting, mostly from Annie and Linda. They're fine. They're not fucking dreadful or anything like that. I think some people ham it up or they exaggerate a little too much as far as their performances are concerned in regards to them being bad. They're not like fucking dog shit. Again, lower budget movie, lower budget actors, but that's like really not saying a whole lot of anything because we have Donald fucking Pleasance here, who is incredible in this fucking movie. Like, anytime he is on screen and is talking, it doesn't matter how many times I watch this, I'm just like, I'm honed in, man. The dude's fucking great. But, you know, Linda got laced with some bad writing, essentially. Not bad writing, but just the idea of a teenager. And what do teenagers say? Oh, they say totally all the time. So she just, totally. It's fucking annoying. It is it's, if there's one, like, honest to God negative I have about this movie, it's just totally. Every fucking sentence, for the most part, is totally something. It's fucking annoying. And every time I watch this movie, I want to fucking... But anyways, and you know, Annie has some stilted dialogue here and there, and but fuck off, man. It's like, to me, it doesn't hamper the movie. You know, the totally thing definitely does, but besides that, you know, I'm willing to put up with some stilted dialogue. And I think I'm even kind of underplaying the fact that I think everyone did a good job in this movie. I really, really do. Even, you know, totallys aside. But anyways, and obviously we gotta talk about Jamie Lee Curtis, the Scream Queen. Awesome. Awesome. I know she has gone on record saying that she was horrified by this performance, and I don't know if her opinion on that has changed at all, but I don't think you should be, Lori. Or, look at me. I don't think you should, Jamie. Because, damn it, this is a incredible performance. We get a really realistic final girl here. You know, she's not some... She is literally just a small town babysitter, just trying to do her job, and this horrible, awful fucking thing happens to her. And man, just the Scream, dude. The Screams are awesome. They don't call her the Scream Queen for nothing, and I think her screams in this are great. Just the fact that she balances bravery and terror so effectively. Like, she's so good at it. You know, she's trying to protect the kids. You know, Tommy, who she's watching, and then Lindsay. But, at the same time, she's so fucking terrified. She is so scared for her life. Which, obviously, you would be. So there's no blind bravery here. She realizes that she has to protect these kids, but at the same time she is fucking shitting herself, and rightfully so. I would be too. But yeah, man. So overall, and then, you know, Linda and Annie, they're there. There's not a whole lot to them. There's not a lot of depth for any of these characters. Not even, you know, really not even Loomis. Loomis is pretty cut and dry here. He's just a therapist who is bound and determined to kill Michael Myers and rid the world of this evil. That's not a lot of anything, but it's the performance that he gives. It's incredible. Same with Laurie. Laurie's just a fucking babysitter. That's it. But it's her personality that shines through, and the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis is a kick-ass actress, obviously. So even with that, even with those little, I don't want to say blank slates, but even with the limited character work done here, they're still able to pull you in. I don't think every movie it's necessary to have this deep lore with this, you know, incredible backstory and all of this. It's not always necessary. If you have good performers who are able to convey emotion properly, people will get invested in them. And that is the exact case with Jamie Lee Curtis here as Laurie. And as well, Dr. Loomis. You know, he's one of the fan favorites of this entire series, which rightfully so. Donald Pleasance is fucking amazing. And Linda and Annie are fine. They're cool. I don't have a problem with them, except the totally shit. But besides that, they fill their role just fine. They are there to get killed off. But it's interesting, man. So Michael Myers, obviously the narrative through this series is Michael Myers is stalking Laurie Strode. What's so interesting about this, and I will try my best to not harp on this for a long time, and bear with me, because I'm not super confident in my ability to do that right now, but we're just going to roll with it. So Michael is initially triggered by, not triggered, but he's initially, Laurie catches his attention. She goes up to the Myers house and I think puts some paperwork up there or some shit and leaves. And Michael's in the house, and so he sees her and is just immediately kind of drawn, and he starts following her. He doesn't do anything overtly violent. I don't think that he had no intention to doing anything violent by any means, but he's just following her. He follows her to school. He's stalking her. And, he's driving down the street. And then Annie says something to him. Annie's the first one to actually antagonize him. And credit to someone who commented way back when on Sinister Cinema, one of his videos, and I saw it on his Instagram, and it immediately struck me. It's the fact that Michael really was going after Annie. Like, yeah, he was stalking Laurie and he was doing all that shit, but he would fucking really, when Annie said, hey, jerk, speed kills, and he fucking breaks, he's like, okay, all right, you're in the shit now. I don't think he had the purest of intentions with Laurie whatsoever. Yeah, and he definitely started by following her. But man, when Annie says that, he's like, okay. And he just drives off. And from there, he stalks Annie. And he, eventually, an hour into the movie, which is another bold move, as we have our first kill an hour in, he kills Annie. And from that point, anyone who comes in that house is basically fucked. Bob and Linda go to the house, and they get fucking killed, which, looking back at that, I didn't even... It's, I always get something new from this, and I was like, man, he was in that house that entire time. Annie was dead already, but he's just in that house, just fucking, just there. And he's probably watching them, and, they fuck. And he is probably somewhere creepy for that, and, he's just lurking somewhere in that house, and he's so quiet. And it's like, dude, that's fucking scary. So, he kills them, and then Laurie goes over because Linda calls her, and then she hears her get killed by Michael. So she goes over there, and it launches us into our chase scene. But man, it's like that whole theory and that analysis, the whole narrative of, which let's just get it out of the way here. I'm not going to talk about the sequels a whole lot with this one, because to me, Halloween should stand alone, except for the 2018 film, which I like. The whole Laurie Strode being Michael Myers' sister, it's fucking stupid. And when whoever commented on Sinister Cinema's, Jason's review said that, it made me hate that even more. Because he's like, he wasn't even really going after Laurie. He was going after all three, really. But he really just wanted Annie. And then when he killed Annie, obviously he was like, well, I gotta kill, anyone who comes in. and he does. For the most part. But yeah, man. That whole analysis of him just wanting, really actually being angry with Annie and just anybody else who comes in his way, God help you. That's a very unique way to look at this movie. So obviously big credit to that. Go subscribe to Sinister Cinema Reviews. That dude's fucking awesome, man. Shout out to Mr. Jason. But anyways, so moving on to that, we then have our ending chase scene. And, I'm not going to run down this whole fucking movie. Please go watch it if you haven't. Go watch it. Anyways. The ending is obviously incredible. We get the amazing chase scene starting in Lindsay Wallace's house and then transitions over to Tommy Doyle's house. Is it Tommy Doyle? Yeah, Tommy Doyle. Duh. But anyways, I was like, is it Tommy? Because there's other kids in the movie, but it's Tommy. Shouldn't second guess myself. But yeah, man, that whole chase is amazing. Obviously, when she sticks him with the knitting needle in the neck, and he just goes down, and that's the point where like it's stereotypical. People are like, "Fucking kill him, crush his head, yada yada yada," and it's like, dude, you're not. If you're in that, and I know I've ranted about this before, but damn it, I'm gonna do it again. If you're in that situation, you're not going to be thinking like that. You're going to be trying to get as far away from that motherfucker as possible. You are not going to be like, okay, I have him down. I better go crush his head. Like, no. You're going to be like, okay, I have him down. I have to fucking run. Especially if you're some small town little fucking teenage girl. Getting passionate makes my throat dry. Anyways. But yeah, so anytime someone's like, fucking kill him, I'm like, come on, man. I would really, really like to see what these people do in this situation. Obviously, the people I watch it with, I wouldn't want that because if I watch a movie with you, I like you, so I'm not going to wish that upon you, but you know what I'm saying. But I can understand that as well because then she sticks him with the knife in the closet, which we get that awesome shot. She stabs him in the eye with the coat hanger and then takes his knife and right into his chest, man. And that's like really the first hint. The knitting needle in the neck, I can see how a human being would come back from that. But then getting stabbed in the fucking chest, and like, it's not real clear, but she gets him like right in the sternum. So if you just get up from that, then I'm like, okay, there's something more to this motherfucker. He's not fully human. And that's the cool thing about Myers is you don't know. There's no way to know. He's just Myers. He is the shape. He is pure evil. And when something is pure evil, it's going to stop at nothing to get what it wants. And what it wants is havoc and death and pain, which is terrifying and awesome. But I'm a fucking weirdo. I get this. I understand. But yeah, man, then you get that shot of her just crying, leaning up against the door frame, and he just fucking sits up. Undertaker style, baby. Undertaker before the Undertaker. Just fucking... Then comes after, and the shot doesn't break either. Like, we just get this slow shot. I love that, because it could have been so easy. Would have been so easy to just have a standalone shot of Michael sitting up. But they just hold that shot of her just crying. And then in the background, it's so fucking cool. One of my favorite shots of the movie. But then he is attempting to strangle her to death and almost gets there. He's like that close to fucking killing her. Then Loomis sees the kids run out, goes in, like I said before, zero fucking hesitation. Just goes for the gut and just shoots this dude 6 times. I did that last time. I don't know why I do this when I say 6. 6. I can count, I swear to God. I'm a cashier, it's my job. But anyways, he shoots him 6 times, which I love that line delivery in the original Halloween 2. I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart. Then shoots him 6 times. Michael spills out of the window. And if you're any man, you're dead. You're done. You are fucking finished. But then he goes over to, Laurie's like, was that the boogeyman? He's like, as a matter of fact, it was. And then he looks over and he's gone. Just split. And then Laurie starts to cry because she's like, oh my fucking God, he's gone, isn't he? Like, she didn't even have to look to see. Like, Loomis's face says everything, man. That fucker is still out there. And then we get those shots of just all the different areas in Haddonfield just to establish, and you get that fucking bone rattling breathing, and he can be out there, man. He can be anywhere. And again, that's that message, is you are never safe. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter who you're with, you are never safe. And this movie ends with that message. Doesn't outright say it, but there it is. I like to think I did this movie justice, guys. I really do. Obviously, I'm not going to just run down beat for beat what happens. You know, we all know this by now. If you need my recommendation, do you really need my recommendation? Please go watch Halloween. My favorite horror film of all time. Undeniably one of the best horror films of all time. Go see Halloween. For the love of God, please go see Halloween. But yeah, man, that'll do it for the movie review portion. But we are not done. We have to get into the blood, the guts, and the gory bits. We gotta get into my kill of the film. Stick around. As I've stated before, Halloween, while it is one of the greatest horror films of all time and my favorite horror movie of all time, the budget was small. It was a lower budget, and that can be seen with certain aspects of the movie. One thing being, and obviously this is not a hamper on the movie by any means. This movie's fucking incredible. But this was not gonna be a buckets of blood splatter fest by any means. They just didn't have the money for it. And I don't think also that they would have even taken that approach from an artistic review. This movie is pure style. You know, like I said, with the filmmaking, the lighting is great, which it goes into my kill the film. The lighting is incredible. The scenery, just everything about this movie, it is pure style. And I don't think, even if they had the budget, I don't think Carpenter would have went with that. You know, I don't know. I'm not the man, so I don't know what he would have done. I don't know if he knows what he would have done if he had that budget. But he didn't. So we do get some very bloodless kills. There is very, very, very little blood in this movie, which is fine. I don't think it needs it. I really don't. And I know people, I'm such a fucking blood and gore hound. People are like, how the fuck is your favorite horror movie virtually bloodless? I don't know. Go talk to my psychiatrist about it. What? Anyways, man, to me, the kills in this film are still so cool. I'm sorry. I know it's not a gore fest or anything like that, but damn, we get some cool shit here. Linda's kill's cool. Just getting strangled to death by the telephone cord is, again, and these kills are all very scary. That's really the main thing as well, is I would hate to go like this. Annie getting killed in the car, just get that, and it's one of the best shots of Myers' mask as well. It's like you just see him kind of blurred by the glass, and he's just choking the shit out of her. And yeah, man, I think he then ends it with a throat slit, and she's done, and her head just kind of and hits the car horn. You just hear that echo throughout the entire neighborhood. Very good stuff. And if I remember correctly, my memory is shit. It's not very good. I think that's all there is. I know the mechanic dies. Obviously, I am waiting for my kill of the film because I know everyone's like, wait, you forgot about Blitz. I'm like, we'll get there. Just wait. I know the mechanic dies off screen where he gets his, garb. I forget what they call it. Boiler suit? So like a mechanic suit. He kills an auto mechanic and gets the blue mechanic suit, which again, people credit the mask. That suit is just a bigger part of that. He can't really have the Michael Myers mask with a pair of khakis. It just doesn't have that same effect. That blue auto mechanic suit has a big part in that costume. But yeah, man, other than those, really, there's not a whole lot besides my kill of the film. And my kill of the film is going to go to Bob. Now, Bob's a very insignificant character, doesn't really have a whole lot to do. I know at one point he talks about ripping Linda's clothes off and then ripping Lindsay's clothes off, which Lindsay's a 6-year-old child. You're fucking creepy, dude. I think he probably, like, I don't know if he probably meant to say Annie, who is, you know, his age, and just, like, they fucked up and they left it in, or what, but, yeah, that's a little fucking creepy there, Bob. And Bob gets his, man. He, you know, fucks his girlfriend, and, in one of the first cases of slasher movies where you shouldn't fuck or do drugs. But he goes down to get Linda a beer, and you know he's just walking around the house. Good suspense shit here. You know Michael's somewhere in that house, and you know he's gonna come, you just don't know when. And then he thinks Annie's fucking with him, and he opens up a closet, and Michael's just fucking shoves up against the wall. And you see the strength of Myers, which is something I didn't really talk about a whole lot in the review portion. This fucking guy is strong. Like, he, in the beginning when he escapes from the asylum, he just flat palms a fucking car window and just shatters that shit twice. And it's like, dude, if you knew how difficult it is to do that. I'm not going to get into this too much, but I've tried to break a car window before. It's old, beat up piece of shit somewhere. I wasn't trying to break into a car. I'm going to fucking incriminate myself here, but I've, had a half-ass attempt, and you just knock on a fucking glass window of a car. That shit's fucking, it's hard to do. And so when this guy just flat palms it and just breaks it, obviously you're like, what the fuck? But again, I think that attributes to the unknown element of the Shade. Is how the fuck can he do shit like this? How can he get up from 6 bullet wounds? How can he just break a car window with ease? So from there, he takes Bob and then just slowly lifts him up with just one fucking hand, takes the knife, sticks it right in his chest. And yeah, I know that the dimensions are weird and it's impossible. Physics doesn't allow. Shut up. Sticks him into the wall, man, and he just hangs there and fucking dies. Scary shit, dude. Scary, bone-rattling shit. Again, the kills in this movie are not the main focus. It's all about the terror. But I still think we get amazing... God. I still think we get amazing kills in this movie, guys. I really, really do. For the little we get, I think it's good shit. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for Halloween 1978. My favorite fucking horror movie of all time. 31 reviews. Thank you. I can't express how cool it is to have done 30 reviews. Now 31 reviews. It's cool. It's really, really cool, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, man. Anyways, I'm getting off in my little headspace here. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We're going to announce the next review, which is going to be The Fog. I've had the benefit of kind of building my own little community here with Days of Darkness. And there is a Instagram account by the name of A Swedish Horror Nerd. And I'm pretty sure I'm getting that right. But I put out a message on Instagram asking people to request reviews. And he requested The Fog. And holy shit, man. Another John Carpenter. I'm fucking game, dude. Let's do it. But yeah, man. So look forward to that. We're going to be reviewing The Fog next time on Days of Darkness. I'm starting to get all whacked out here. But yeah, guys. Thank you so much as always. take care of each other, and keep watching horror. All right, guys. Have a good day.